If I receive some satellite information, I'll make sure and get it out to all the TVs. Kickoff right now is slated for 11:05 a.m. If you guys haven't picked up your credentials or season passes, we have them available here today. As I got Ryan Travis up here, you can see the T-shirt for Devon Walker. We've sold 2,000 of them. We expect to bring another 1,000 to the game on Saturday and sell. They're $20, and they're available at www.tulane.edu/Devon Walker. That's the Support Devon Walker website. Before we get started with Coach CJ, I want to bring up Dr. Stewart. He's going to talk to you briefly about Devon Walker.
I don't know that we have a lot of information. The release, I think Roger's already is being handed out right now. He's still at St. Francis Hospital in Tulsa, recovering from the injury from the game at the Tulsa-Tulane game. He's participating in his therapies, respiratory therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy. The plans at present are to transfer him from St. Francis in Tulsa to a comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation facility. At this point, the family again has asked us not to release any information, and due to federal privacy laws, there's really not anything else we can say. We will announce once he has transferred from St. Francis to the rehabilitation facility, but right now they don't even want us to release where or the name of the facility that he's transferring to. They want to focus on Devon's getting better. He's in the he's communicating with everybody. He's yeah, I think you can with what's going on. He's talking. His parents are there. He's talking to his family, and Rick's been up there, so he is. Yes.
Will he have contact with his teammates and stuff? You know, they can kind of be a source of support.
Actually, he has asked to see the teammates. The teammates obviously have asked to see him. But with transferring him to the rehabilitation facility, that's not in the immediate future. As soon as everything works out, then yes. Both Devon, yeah, once Devon is squared away, especially once he gets back into New Orleans, Devon's certainly anxious to see his teammates, and I know his teammates are anxious to see him.
Can you give us an idea of how long the rehab process will be? At read 8 to 12 months. Does that sound accurate?
You know, some of it depends upon, and again, I know you think we're being evasive on some of this. A lot of it depends upon the initial evaluation. Once he gets there and all the therapists have had an opportunity to evaluate him, then they'll start establishing goals as well as discharge dates and those types of things. And once we have that information, and certainly if the family would let us, we'll be happy to have those conversations.
Is there reason for hope? I mean, that's
oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I think that that there's always reason for hope with all of this. Yes.
Can you say right whether he was breathing on his own?
You know, the stuff that's out there is kind of based on Rick's observations from last Friday, and you know, again, based on what the family's telling us, what we can say is that he's progressed to the point where he's appropriate for an inpatient rehabilitation facility.
Any more questions?
The steps to recover. I mean, what's obviously the rehab places first, and you can go from there. But based on what you've seen in the past, injuries, maybe football players or whatever, what's the next step as far as, you know, I know eventually we'd like to see him walk and all that stuff, all down the line. What's the step process?
Well, the step process is going to be, you know, and we've kind of watched this. He's, you know, you go from the emergency room to the intensive care unit to acute med-surg bed to a comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation facility, which is the next step. And then from there, he'll go home. And whether that is, and then he'll continue with therapies at that point as well, just not as intensive as what he'll get as an inpatient.
I can't say where he's going to be, but does he come back to the state of Louisiana first for when he's getting moved?
He's being moved from Tulsa to a comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation facility. As soon as the family, you know, again, and you you know, you all know the HIPAA rules and probably as well as I do. If the family were to allow us to give this information, we'd be happy to. We'd be standing here having, you know, a whole different conversation potentially, and be happy to tell you where and all those kinds of things. But right now, the family's asked that we honor their privacy.
Greg, on an injury like this, any kind of spinal cord injury like this, is there additional surgery that can be done to help the patient, or is that?
For the most part, the surgery, the appropriate surgeries have been done. So the things that needed to be done have already been done. So I would not anticipate any need for any additional surgery.
I'll answer this question, but I have a friend of mine had an accident, and one of the problems he had was a spinal cord injury, and it caused tons of swelling down his spinal cord, and that limited his movement. Is that a situation kind of similar in that, you know, there's swelling? You may not even answer that, I'm saying, if there's swelling that's limiting some of his movements, or is it just a spine dislocation?
If HIPAA had a Fifth Amendment, I'd take the Fifth Amendment on that one, and say the same thing. Again, as soon as the family lets us say stuff, we're going to be happy to come and have the conversation and go through all of this. But right now, they've asked us not to really do anything more than what we've been saying.
All right, last question.
When, you know, he makes a significant step in his recovery, you're just saying when the family, as if there could be a change in course to their policy of not releasing, you know, is it your impression that if, you know, a significant positive gain where he made rehab, that at that point they might be comfortable?
I don't think that it's necessarily that. I don't have the impression that it's necessarily medically related per se. I think it's just, you know, they've kind of circled the wagons. It's their family. You know, it's kind of all of us with family. When it's your family, you deal with your family, and then once everything's resolved, then okay, we'll be happy to go and tell the neighbors. But what happens inside my house happens inside my house. And I think that's some of what they're doing right now. I don't think it's necessarily related to anything. I think they're certainly concerned about his teammates knowing, and so it's not an attempt to hide anything. I think it's just they're at those early stages. They've got the family together, and they're just trying to be as supportive of Devon as possible, and don't want to have to worry about any external distractions right now.
Do they have a clear idea, just following up, do they have a clear idea where he stands medically at this point? I know that, you know, you had said the first 48 hours would tell a lot. You know, I know that the next week tells a whole lot as well. Do they have a pretty good idea of what they're dealing with at this point?
I think so. You know, a lot of this, obviously, they've got the doctors up in Tulsa. They've been talking with them. The individuals from the rehabilitation facility have obviously been talking with the family. So I do think they know where things stand. I don't think that this is anything, again, I don't think that they're hiding anything or running from anything. I think they're just trying to do what's best for Devon right now.
Thanks, Doc.